Welcome back to another video. Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It is me, Chano El Chango. So today we're going to be talking about the AEW Revolution pay-per-view. This just happened a couple of hours ago. This pay-per-view didn't have a lot of matches compared to other pay-per-view cards. I was kind of debating whether to watch it or not because I wasn't that hyped up to watch it. There was a handful of matches that I wanted to watch, but it wasn't like one of those pay-per-views that have a stacked card with a bunch of matches top to bottom that you really wanted to see. But this pay-per-view literally surpassed my expectations. I thought it was better than I expected it to be, with the freaking matches being crazy freaking good. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about since before the pay-per-view matches until the end. Alright, so let's get to it. In the hour zero for AEW Revolution, before the pay-per-view even started, we had the Lucha Bros with Mark Briscoe versus the Varsity Athletes and Ari Daivari. So I pretty much thought the Lucha Bros were gonna win in this match, but AEW found a way to surprise me. They did this little tease inside of the match where you thought that the Varsity Athletes and Ari Daivari were gonna just win the match already, and then Mark Briscoe came in, saved the day, and yeah, eventually the Lucha Bros and Mark Briscoe ended up winning. I really like this team. I thought they were a really good team. I would like to see them in a trios match against the Elite or the House of Black. I would like to see them down the line in more trios match against other teams, even though I understand that the Lucha Bros are in another trios team, which is with Pac and the Lucha Bros. I would like to see them in more matches with Mark Briscoe. I think they are a really nice and interesting trio. For the first match that was actually on the card, this is when the pay-per-view already started. It is going to be Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho. So for the Ricky Starks and Chris Jericho match, it was a really good match, and I did get to see the start of the Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks feud when I went to the Holiday Bash in San Antonio. So I like the fact that I saw that since the very beginning and I followed the storyline through. But even though there is a little bit of bias right there because I saw it since the very beginning, since it started, I am going to rate this match from 1 through 10, and I think this match was a solid 8.5. I did think it was a really good match. It was interesting, but I do not think that it was necessary in some way. But I couldn't fall into or get interested in the storyline after Ricky Starks lost the first time against Chris Jericho. After that, I was pretty much not invested into it as much. I am a really big fan of Chris Jericho and Ricky Starks. I just couldn't get into that match after seeing Ricky Starks lose. It was the first time that Ricky Starks wins in a pay-per-view. I think he's been a part of like 5 or 4 and he's never won any of them. So it's his first pay-per-view match, and according to some stats, Chris Jericho has 4 straight losses at an AEW Revolution pay-per-view. So there's a streak there. Maybe they do it like the Undertaker streak and 20-0. Nah, I'm just kidding. Alright, let me know what you thought about that match or any of the other matches. Let me know down below in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. And let's go on to the next one. Alright, so now for the next match that was on this card, I am going to go ahead and give it a 9.3 out of 10 because it was a really good match. I was really looking forward to this match because of all the storyline that they had with Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, but then Christian Cage got injured, so they had to delay the match. Um, I thought it was good the fact that they delayed the match, but I did think that it hurt it a little bit because they were doing so many good things in that storyline with Christian Cage and Jungle Boy, with the feud that they were having. I did like the fact that over the last past couple of weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks, they were teasing basically that Jungle Boy was gonna do a heel turn and go to his dark side just to be able to beat Christian Cage. Even though in the match it did seem like he was gonna go heel, he never did. But we will see on later on if he ends up turning into a bad guy. For this match, I give it a 9.3 out of 10 because of the storyline that they were telling since the very beginning with Christian Cage and Jungle Boy. I love the development that they were having. And then last week on Dynamite and on Wednesday on Dynamite, they did a really good battle sequence all the way from the battle on the stage that they were having, the little fight where Jungle Boy hesitated from giving a concerto to Christian Cage. Even the segment that was on Wednesday, which was this little segment teasing a final burial match, which is just basically a casket match being buried alive. I did like what they did in the match. I thought it was really good. They were fighting all over the place, and then Jungle Boy did kind of go heel because he did end up giving Christian Cage a concerto to be able to win the match and put him in the casket and just bury him alive. So I did like that part. I did like the whole storyline that they were doing with Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. I would like to see what else they're gonna do with Jungle Boy because this was a huge, huge push for Jungle Boy. Now for the next match, I am literally blown away to the result of this match, to what happened to this match. I didn't expect it to happen in this match. So after just 2 months, which was, I believe, in January, the match 7 that the Elite beat the Death Triangle, they just had 2 months with the Trios Championship belts. And they lost him to the House of Black. In this match, the House of Black went into beast mode. And the Elite, even though they were good, and it seemed in so many times that they were already gonna end the match and they were gonna win it and take the belts, the House of Black never gave up. The House of Black ended up winning the belts. Brody ended up looking like a freaking beast. I think they did a really good job in this match. That's literally one of my favorite matches of the night. I think that's one of the best matches of the night. It is the top one, I believe. I think it even surpasses the MJF versus Danielson match because although the MJF versus Danielson match was good, there was times where it felt like, okay, this is going on for too long. And there was parts where you just didn't feel so into it anymore. But we'll get to that later on. So for the Elite and the House of Black, I give it a 10 out of 10 because this match literally did blow me away. I wasn't expecting for the Elite to lose the belts just 2 months after winning them. And the way that the Elite lost the belts made them look not that bad. It just made them look like the House of Black was a force to reckon with. They made the House of Black look like such a mean and really good supervillain in a superhero movie. So yeah, I give that match a 10 out of 10. I would like to see what other matches the House of Black is gonna have down the line. I am really interested in what the Elite are gonna say on Wednesday because this was something that literally not only surprised me, but I'm pretty sure that surprised a lot of people because they did not expect for the Elite to lose the belts. even though everybody wanted the Elite versus the House of Black to be in a match already, because everybody wanted to see Malachi Black against Kenny Omega, which was literally a really good match. If you have the opportunity to go watch that, go watch it in any capacity that you can. Go look for it, watch it. You will really enjoy that match, especially the spots where Brody is just looking like a beast, and when Kenny Omega fights against Malachi Black. Those are the top spots of the matches, and they do have some funny spots, but they do have like some downright ugly spots, like that knee that Buddy Matthews gave to one of the Young Bucks when he was gonna do the Meltzer driver. That looked nasty, and there was other spots as well that just looked nasty as well, that were really good and crazy bonkers in this match. The next match on this pay-per-view was the Texas Death Match between Hangman versus John Moxley. I thought that this match was a really good match. This match, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. Even though I give it a 9.5 out of 10, I do consider it to be a 10 out of 10 match. I do think this was the second best match of the night, because you really didn't know who was going to win this match. You didn't know whether to go for Moxley or whether to go for Hangman. And then the spots that they had from the fork that John Moxley just freaking pushed into Hangman's skull, to the spots they were doing with the blocks and the barbed wire and so many other things that they were doing, and the way that they ended this match with Hangman Adam Page choking John Moxley with the chain and just making him tap out was just perfect. I really enjoyed this match, and I thought it was a great way to end this feud between John Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. There was a lot of blood in this match, and there were some spots in this match where I just thought, this is really crazy. There were some spots in this match where I just thought this was really extreme and crazy, where some spots literally just made me look away from the TV because it was a little bit too much, but it was good. It was what I'm pretty sure the fans wanted in this match, what everybody was expecting in this match. Um, but yeah, I give it a 9.5. I think it's the second best match of the night, if not one of the best matches of the night. I do give it a 9.5, even though it does have the potential to be a 10 out of 10. Next up was the triple threat match between Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, and Saraya. Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, and Saraya. I really didn't see this match. I wasn't really invested into the story that they were telling anymore. I didn't pay attention to this match. I do know that Jamie Hayter won, and then Ruby Soho turned on Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. But that's pretty much all that I saw in this match. I wasn't really invested into it, so I didn't pay much attention. I think they could do something else even better with Ruby Soho now turning on Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker, but we'll see down the line.